What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. I know transfer deadline day is now past, well, a couple of days ago, but we still have news filtering through from transfer deadline day with all the confirmed deals with everything that we covered in yesterday's video. This will be the last Manchester City daily transfer update, by the way. We'll then be moving it on to whenever we do have news up until the summer transfer window, where we will be once more doing daily City transfer updates. So if you want to stay in the loop with the latest Manchester City transfer news, then make sure you do subscribe, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. I'm expecting City to be very busy in the summer transfer window. We're also aiming for 20k subscribers, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget also social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description below too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video. Once more, 300 likes is the aim, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. And most importantly, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say with regard to these transfers. So let's crack on with this video. We're going to start off with the outs. We're going to start off with Jayden Braaf. Udinese, they have signed Jayden Braaf on loan now until at the end of the season, and it is confirmed that they do, despite rumours and reports earlier saying that they do not have an option to buy, they do. Udinese have officially confirmed that they do have an option to buy. I presume it's that previous figure that was mentioned of £9 million. I wanted to wish the best of luck to Jayden on his move to Italy until the end of the season. Now moving on, we've got an update on Patrick Roberts. It was a race against time, but he has been recalled from his loan with Middlesbrough. That has ended and he has now been loaned out to Derby County on loan until the end of the season. So best of luck to Patrick Roberts on his loan to Derby County as well. We've also got further clarification on Dimaggio Wright-Phillips. He has joined Stoke City on a permanent transfer. So the best of luck to Dimaggio at Stoke and for the rest of his career too. The son, of course, of Sean Wright-Phillips and the grandson of Ian Wright as well. So football running through his veins. Wishing Dimaggio all the very best. Now, final out story we've got. It's not a transfer update, is it really? If we haven't got an Eric Garcia update, he stays at Manchester City despite all the best efforts of Garcia to try and force through a move to Barcelona. That hasn't happened, and so Eric Garcia officially now will be at Manchester City until the end of the season, when his contract will be up and he will leave Manchester City on a free. It's expected that he'll sign a pre-contract agreement at some point with Barcelona. I suspect the delay in that is to see who the new president's going to be. So after March 7th, once the presidential election has been completed, is when we'll have a better idea of when Garcia will sign a pre-contract agreement with Barcelona. I'm expecting that between any time between now and you would think probably May for that pre-contract agreement to go ahead. It'd be very interesting if the president who gets in charge at Barcelona decides that they don't want to sign Eric Garcia or they can't afford him. Then what does he do? He has a decision to make on his career. Does he sign a pre-contract agreement elsewhere? Does he sign a new contract with City? Is that new contract still on offer? That remains to be seen, but I am fully expecting Garcia to sign a pre-contract agreement at some point with Barcelona. Now, moving on to the ins, we've got a little new name, comes in the form of Achraf Hakimi. New name for this window, by the way, not new to us, of course. Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal, they're all interested in the Inter Milan fullback. He's 22 years old, plays mainly on the right-hand side, plays as a right wing-back, so I find this transfer very interesting. So firstly, his price, he's available for around £40 million, which is affordable for Manchester City. We know that City want to sign a left-back, so if we do bring Hakimi, who can cover left-back, by the way, I would presume that it may mean that João Cancelo may go in at left-back instead. I'm not sure if this transfer makes sense or not, because obviously Cancelo and Walker are two very good options to have on the right-hand side of defence for Manchester City, so signing Hakimi, a third player to cover them positions, would suggest either that this is a lie and it's not happening and City's name's just being chucked out there, which is more than likely just being chucked out there to up the price for Inter Milan for them to get a little bit more money. Put Chelsea's name in there as well. I'm surprised United's name's not been put out there as well. Demand a couple of extra £1 million from a club and just fabricate clubs being interested, which is what I suspect this transfer is. Although if City are genuinely interested and want to sign Hakimi, then it could well mean that Cancelo goes on the left-hand side. Hakimi is signed instead, and we can use Hakimi on the left-hand side as well and use alternatives alternative left-backs. So that could happen possibly for Manchester City going into the summer transfer window, and certainly something that I will keep my eyes and ears open on. But Achraf Hakimi, I've not seen him play, so I can't comment too much on him, but if anyone has, let me know in the comments below. Is he any good? Would he be a good suit for Manchester City? Plays as a right wing-back predominantly, so City planning on going with 5 at the back, possibly, in the long term. I'm not sure. The right-hand side's become very interesting because I've noticed more and more Cancelo going into defensive midfield, and I would have thought City would be looking at left backs. I mean, if we're going to go with left wing backs, I'd rather Angelino would stay if we're going to go right wing backs and left wing backs, because Angelino is one of the best young prospects in the world in that position. So I'm not sure. I'm not buying it, is what I'm saying here. I'd love to know your thoughts though in the comments below. Now, moving on to our last story, we've got a little update on Baah from Rochdale. Now, the latest on Baah is that he is expected to sign for Manchester City. When's that going to be, I hear you ask? And the answer is I do not know. I've checked Rochdale's official sources, I've checked Rochdale's official Twitter and website, I've checked Manchester City's, and I can't find anything on Baah and whether that transfer has gone through. Because he's an academy player, City might not announce it, but I thought Rochdale probably would. So yeah, I'm not too sure if he is officially registered still as a Rochdale player or not. What I do know is Baah is playing for Rochdale, and he is still with Rochdale. Whether he signed for Manchester City and been loaned out to Rochdale and that's not been announced doesn't sound like something that would happen, so I don't think that is what's happened with regards to this transfer. And what I think has happened is what we were speaking about in yesterday's video, which is Manchester City are going to get an agreement in place with Rochdale for his transfer. Rochdale more than likely will be the club to announce that rather than Manchester City, because we don't tend to announce players that would be registered for our academy. And what would happen there is Rochdale had announced that on an agreement in place for that transfer to be made permanent in the summer. So kind of like, not a pre-contract agreement because it's not a contract, but a pre-transfer agreement where you agree before the transfer window is officially open, and Baah would become a Manchester City player in the summer rather than right now and being loaned back to Rochdale. It is still thought though that Baah will sign for Manchester City and he will be loaned next season, and so that's the angle that City are targeting, going down the loan route rather than through the academy and into the first team. So we'll see what happens with regards to that. That's the only deal I've not got now that hasn't been concluded, and I'm a perfectionist, and that does annoy me a little bit. I'm sure we'll have further updates on that transfer when I next do my next transfer update. When that will be, I do not know. What I do know though is we do have a live stream for tonight. Manchester City taking on Burnley away at Turf Moor for everybody to look forward to. So make sure you do stay tuned for that. We'll be going live at 5:30 PM GMT. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. It is much appreciated by me. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below too. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. 20k subscribers. We're on that big push now. We're not a million miles away from 16k. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and search for me and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. And we'll be back again tonight for the live watch along, and then I might have a one-day break before we have that big game against Liverpool coming up. So yeah, thank you everyone for the continued support through the January transfer window. That's the January transfer window all done and dusted. It's on to the season before we set our eyes onto the summer transfer window. So I'll be back again very soon with lots more Manchester City content. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.